Anthropic accidentally published the most powerful AI to the public internet, and I think it's exactly the moment the church needs to wake up. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jordan Hardison, CEO of AIO.Church. I've got some big news to talk about right now. There's it's probably likely that, somebody, the military, somebody has a more powerful version of Opus. But what's crazy about this is this confirms that they have a new model. And if you've never used Opus before, it would be you would be amazed what it is actually capable of doing. And now we know that there is another model called Mythos, and it's real, and it exists, and it's being tested right now. And what I think is crazy about it, of all the information that comes out, right, what's crazy about it is, why is it not available to the public market yet? The real reason right now is that this thing is so powerful, right? It's so powerful that they are concerned about its ability to hack in to secure networks. That's crazy to me, right? This model is so powerful that it's not safe to release to the public yet because of what it is actually able to do. This is a tipping point for AI. It's something that we need to pay attention to. This model is incredible. What do we know about it? It is not an upgrade to Opus. It is a completely different model. It's called Mythos. It's dramatically higher benchmarks in coding, academic reasoning, cybersecurity. This is a huge deal. And even Anthropic, in their leaked documents, said currently far ahead of any other AI model in cyber capabilities. This is a big deal. It's so big that cybersecurity stocks dropped immediately. The market responded as soon as this leak came out because the market understands what this means. And right now, it's a super limited access. Only certain people actually have access to this model and are using it, probably the military or whatever it is. And it's kind of ironic. Like, Anthropic's entire thing is security, right? So they're like the most secure when it comes to AI. It's a big deal to them, and they're talking about what this model really is and what it's about. And it got me thinking, and real quick, I'm going to put the timestamps in the comments. If you're watching the video and you're like, I don't want to hear Jordan rant about AI, that's cool. Jump ahead. I'll show you how you can use AI for real in your business, in your church, wherever it is. I'm going to show you that in a few minutes. But first, I want to talk about what the big deal is with AI, right? So if you think about it, what makes us as humans, and for my church people real quick, disregarding the fact that we have the Holy Spirit. So let's take that out of it for just a moment. But what makes humans greater than any other species on earth? Think about that for a minute. What makes us different? And I would argue that it's not even really our intelligence. It's not like our raw intelligence. What it comes down to is our collective intelligence. What we're able to do collectively is what makes the difference. So the fact that, think about it like this, right? If World War III happens and everything that I know is gone, okay, and somehow I'm still alive, I cannot look at a bush and know how to turn that into an iPhone. I can't do that. So it's what's crazy about it is it has nothing to do with the individual intelligence, but it has everything to do with the collective intelligence. And what happens when a community of people come together, they can do some really, really crazy things. This is what makes AI so incredibly powerful and feel so incredibly intelligent, right? It is being trained on what humans know. It's looking at the entire internet, which, by the way, I think it's important to note that there's a lot of not good stuff on the internet too. So the AI is being trained on the information that's available on the internet. It's the collective intelligence. And so this model, if you think about it, it's not that it's smarter than any one human being. It's that it is the collective. It is all of the intelligence put together into one model. That's what makes it like professor grade intelligence in every single subject area. That's what makes it different, right? It's the collective intelligence coming together. And I believe that we are reaching a point where we're approaching a limit, right? I've thought about AI is on this hyperbolic curve. It's it's increasing extremely rapidly. So where is the level off? Where is it going to start to curve off? And we might be starting to see this, right? I think about it like this, right? Think about Apple Silicon and what they're doing with these chips, right? We have gotten to the point where it's almost to the molecular level. We are creating chips that are so small and the parts are so small that we are approaching the physical limit of single core performance. Now, every single year they optimize it and the optimizations get better, but the gap is narrowing between what we are currently doing and what is physically possible on a single core, in the performance of a single core chip. So what is starting to happen now is that it's not just about making a single core better, but it's actually adding more and more and more cores to the chip so that it can do more at one time, right? I believe that we are soon going to start to see this happen with AI, where it's like the level of intelligence on a singular level is going to start to shift, and we're going to see two things happen, which we're already seeing. Thing number one, which is things are going to become more efficient. So it's going to start becoming cheaper. It's going to start becoming faster. All of these ways, you don't have to have as much RAM in order to run it. You don't have to have as much powerful hardware in order to run it. You're going to start being able to run near frontier level reasoning on local hardware. We're already seeing this happen with Minimax. We're seeing it happen with Qwen. We're seeing it happen with all these different models. But what I do think is going to start happening is you're going to start to see this collective reasoning or this collective processing going up and up and up, just like Apple is building chips with more and more and more cores. But the thing about it is if the program that you are running, so if the software you're running on the computer is not able to utilize the multi-core performance of the chip, then there again is a limit, right? And so what you're seeing is you're starting to see software being written to actually utilize multiple cores in a way that improves the performance of the software. So as an analogy, I think that's what's starting to happen with AI. So from a singular standpoint, it's becoming smarter and more capable, and you're seeing these benchmarks go up, but at the same time, you're also seeing the collective intelligence get better when it comes to AI. We saw this, if you remember, a little while ago with Grok 4. Elon Musk was talking about this with Grok 4 because he was saying, they almost created a system where Grok 4 would it would solve a problem, but as it's solving the problem, many different versions of Grok 4 would launch at the same time. They would all try to solve the problem, and then they would compare their answers collectively in order to get like a single model. And what's crazy is it is emulating exactly what humans do, right? So like, I know what I do. I'm in my lane. You are in your lane. You know what you do. And so when we put all that together, our collective intelligence comes to a result. And that is what's happening with these models now. So one of the things that I am really, really focusing on is this idea of threads. And what I mean by this is this, like a little tip for you, if you're into OpenClaw, this is going to help you a lot. So you think about context engineering and the LLM's ability to keep up with what you're talking about over a long period of time. The problem is there's a limit. Once you hit that limit, it starts to shed old messages. So the idea is if you can talk to a single orchestrator, right, a single thread, and then you want to talk about a particular topic, if the orchestrator can actually launch that topic into a separate thread, that means that its entire conversation context for that thread is about that particular topic. It makes that it makes it seem like that particular thread is more capable when it comes to that topic. So let's say that in the context of church or in the context of business, I am talking to my AI specifically about lead generation and about getting people in the door, right? So if I have a thread that's running that is only talking about lead generation, then what it's able to do is it's able to focus on that topic and get really, really good at talking about that topic. And then what happens is you have your lead generation thread and then you launch another thread or think about it like another conversation. So you have another conversation running at the same time that's all about communication, and then you have a singular orchestrator that's actually talking to both threads. So singular orchestrator understands the task. It's assigning these different tasks to these different threads so that they can maintain their own context. And then the information from both threads come back to the orchestrator, and that's what you're doing and that's what you're talking to. And again, it goes back to this collective intelligence mindset, right? It goes back to this person or this thread is really good at this. This thread is really good at this. This thread is really good at this. They go off, they do their jobs, and they come back together, right? So that's where I see it going. That's what we're focusing on. I just released an IDE. We've been developing AIO.church, and the IDE, it's called AIO.dev. You can get to it at dev.aio.church. I put it in the comments. I'm going to put it down here in the description here in a few minutes. But I want you to check that out. I believe that it is the most powerful and best way to code with Claude Code currently. All right, now that quick plug is out of the way, I want to go into why I think this whole thing about Mythos is important, right? The reality is AI is not only coming, but it is here. It is here now. And as more models come out and as more capability comes out, the gap between those who are using it and those who are not using it is getting bigger, and it's getting bigger fast, and it's going to be difficult for you to catch up. Right now, we are still in a season where you can get on board and you can use it. The thing is, I mean, people are afraid of AI. You know, the church is afraid of AI. AI is not sentient. It does not have the Holy Spirit, but like it is a really, really powerful tool. And the truth of the matter is your congregation, your customers in your business, they are wondering about it. They're asking questions about it. They're using ChatGPT. They're using Claude Cowork. They're using these tools. And even if they're not directly using these AI tools, they're probably using AI in some form of their life. If they're on Facebook, they're using AI because Facebook is using AI, using algorithms to collect this information, to create tags about people. It's already doing it. If you're using Mac Mail, it's already doing it. Apple Intelligence, if you have an iPhone, it's already doing it. If you think that you are going to live in a world where you are going to be totally removed from AI, it's not happening, okay? So like news check, reality check, it is here. And you need to start using it, and you need to start using it now because it can be used in a powerful, powerful way for you to accomplish your mission, your movement, your message, your product, whatever it is, it can be used in a powerful way. I want to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go here to aio.church, and I'm going to do just some live demonstrations, show you what this thing is capable of. So if you think about it, in any church, effectively, we have the idea of scheduling, right? And so we have a series, we have events, we have scheduling. Now, in this right now, I want to just demonstrate this to you. This is Ray, Redefine AI, and you can think about Ray as like your orchestrator. So this is not your AI assistant, this is your AI COO. It has the ability to manage your entire operation, your entire organization, and it can do it completely autonomously without you even asking it to, okay? But I want to show you a little bit about it. So if I go in here, let's say I say, hey, Ray, create a new series, 6 weeks long, call it What's Next? Now, I want you to think about this like as an example. You know, I love this example of, let's say you use ChatGPT and you use ChatGPT to create emails for you, right? So the difference between what's going on here and what would happen with the ChatGPT that writes emails for you is that you are still the slow part. So you still have to tell ChatGPT what to write the email about. So if you want it to write a good email for you, you got to tell it what to write it about. It's going to write the email. You're going to have to check it out, maybe make some changes to it, copy the email, paste it into your email provider, and send it. But with this system, what we're able to do is it's able to grab all of that context and all of that information, all about what that, you know, whether it's a client you're talking to or a person you're talking to, it can actually go in with your permission and it can look at the entire conversation history and it can put it together in a real way. And so when it's writing that email, it's writing the email from the context of whatever you're talking about. So, okay, I want to jump in now. Ray took a second because it was looking at all this information and it created a series called What's Next? So when I go into this series, in the series, I can see all of the different events. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, right? 9:15 and 11:15 right here, it set those times just like we asked it to. And then if I go into the actual week, it knows that we've been doing 3 songs lately, and it chose these songs because of what we have been doing lately. And that is absolutely incredible. I think about how much time it actually saves for that to happen. I mean, it's completely mind-blowing. And the cool thing about this is, let's say that let's say that you're into automation and you use ProPresenter and you create your slides and whatever you do. I want to show you just another piece of scheduler for just a moment and what Ray is capable of. So if I go over here to songs, I can go to the song called All in Wonder, and when I jump into it, I have my song, I have my arrangements, I go into the arrangement, and in the arrangement, I have musical keys. In this case, the song is in B flat, and then I have this particular reference track. This is the MP3 of the actual song put in here. So you could be an MP3, you could be a WAV, or whatever it is. This is what's incredible. So if you give this track to Ray, I'll show you what it would look like. You would come in here, you would choose the track, and then you would tell it to generate. And when it does that, the end result is this. And what's crazy about this right here is that Ray actually listened to the song, and then after listening to the song, it created all of the slides for the song, for your presentation software, specifically for our software, AIO.studio, which I'll show you in another video. It has created all of the slides for that song, and then it has laid the time code out for every single slide. And this process takes less than 60 seconds. So in less than 60 seconds, Ray listens to the song, formats and creates all the slides, lays out the time code so that when you go to AIO Studio, you can open it up and it's going to show you your entire run of show with those songs already in it. That is absolutely incredible. But again, I want to remind you, this collective intelligence mindset that's not just one thing that it can do. It's able to do this with the context of everything about your organization. I'm going to show you just a few more things that Ray is able to do. So if I jump in here, I'm going to go into the video editor, and let's say that we actually have a song, and what I'll do here, I'll jump in and I'm going to start and upload. So if I come in here, I want to upload a video. I'm going to choose this video. I'm going to click upload, and then we'll let that run in the background for just a moment, and I'll show you what Ray is able to actually do with that video. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to show you just a little bit more about what we can do in the background here. So I'm going to jump into the system, and let's say that we want to have a meeting. And so I'm going to jump into the meeting, and I think this is important to understand this collective intelligence. So I'm going to do book meeting. It's going to be live Ray demo. I'm going to come over here and choose video meeting, and I'm going to click save. Now, the crazy thing about this is when I jump into this meeting, I can do launch video, and this is going to bring me directly into the meeting. So I'm going to allow this, and so you can see me right here on the screen. I'm in the meeting right now. So you're probably familiar with this because this is just like Zoom. You've seen this before. There's a video. What's the difference? Let me show you what the difference is. So if I jump in and I open this up, what's going on right now is that Ray is actually actively transcribing this particular meeting. So I can go in and I can ask questions to Ray about it. And again, you're saying, I've used Zoom before. I get this idea. But the difference between Zoom and what is happening here is that Ray is learning about me. So as I talk to you, when I'm in the meeting, while I'm talking to a client, while I'm talking to the staff, whoever I'm talking to, Ray is learning about me. And it's taking how I conduct myself in this meeting, and it's turning it into an ever-changing dynamic profile about me. So it's not only that you can just ask Ray what happened in this meeting before, but Ray is actually using this information to learn about you. And that, to me, is, again, just a small piece of what makes this completely different. So this is the difference between AI as a gimmick and AI in a way that's actually useful to you, AI in a way that's useful to your business, that makes a real difference in what your business can do. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to check on this. So the video is done. It's uploaded. I want to show it to you right here on the screen. I'm going to take this video and I'm going to drag it into our timeline. So we have an inline video editor. Now, when I select this video and jump in and find viral moments, let's see if it works here. It wants us to analyze the video first. That's okay. So we'll jump in and we'll run a video analyze. So it's reanalyzing this video. We're going to jump in, and then what it's able to do is it's able to actually choose the viral clips from the video, and it's able to grade them, right? So it's going to say this is most likely to be awesome as a reel, this is great as a short, or maybe this one's okay, but maybe not as good. So check out this video right here. It just finished, and what it's done is it's actually identified these key moments that it believes are powerful moments within this video. And so I can click on this moment and click play, and it'll actually jump to that moment and it will play the video for us based on what's going on here. Let's go over here to clips, and we can see these individual flags of these key moments. This is a moment right here that it picked out for us. So we can go to this moment and we can actually watch this moment that it has selected for us. And so this is just an example. So if you imagine that these clips that it's picked out, it says 95% confident this is going to be something that you need to post. Ray is able to take this content and actually go in and post it for you. So this is just a little example of what AIO.church can do. And what's crazy about this system is it's great for the church, it's great for your corporation, it's great for your business, and we've created an entire ecosystem that we think is going to be super, super powerful. Now, there's bugs, there's little things that we're working out, but I want to tell you that now is the time to get on board with what is going on with AI. ChatGPT is not enough. It's scattered, every person using their own account. It's not enough. You want to get everybody in a centralized ecosystem. I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm super excited about where we could go with this channel. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You will find out more and more ways that AI can completely change the way you operate in your church and the way you operate in your business. I'll see you on the next video.